I definitely do not regret that part. And I was like, what do you mean? I can't work illegally. Hi Wallabies, welcome to Community Living with your girl Malebo. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe. And if you're stopping back by and continuing to support the channel, you know the jingle by now, so sing it along with me. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So actually I should be singing that to myself because it's been a minute since I've been here, but I'll get to it as to why I haven't been around and what has been happening in my life. So sorry if the footage is a bit shaky. I couldn't find my tripod, so just think of it as a mini vlog, right? Okay, so today I'm going to be covering my return back to SA on a full-time basis and why that occurred and what is currently happening in my life as well, right? Alright, so we're going to continue with the story. So what actually transpired? So I finished my contract. So that occurred around sometime last year in July. Yeah, there was an opportunity for me to extend my contract with the company that I went to China with. So if you don't know the company, yeah, let's not even get into it. All right. But then, yeah, I had the opportunity. I decided that I'm not going to continue with them because I wanted, like, a better remuneration package. So at that point, when I turned the remuneration package down, it was at a time when it still looked like there were job opportunities in the market. So I was like, okay, let me take a leap of faith and see what God has in store for me, right, out there, because I came here to see if I'm passionate about education and also earn a certain amount of money, which I wasn't earning at that point, right? Because everybody that I'll speak to and we'll discuss salaries, you'd find my salary is like one of the lowest salaries. So I didn't want that to occur even in the second year, going into the third year, and so forth and so on. So I then decided to let them know that, okay, I'm not going to be renewing my contract. I'm actually going to look for other opportunities within China. So that was that with that. And then as I was looking for opportunities, I noticed how hard it was to land interviews. I also noticed that if I were to, like, at least just get my foot at the door, you'd find out that the remuneration package was ridiculously low, right? Which most of the time I wouldn't even go for an interview if that was the case, because at the end of the day I turned down already the offer that was low with the company that I was with. So I was like, I'm not gonna leave a company where I was earning a low amount just to go to another company as well, or school. That took a very long time for me to eventually get a job. Around August, there's gonna be a lot of cut and pay go on because of the grass that's being cut outside. So there's a lawnmower that's making noise right now. So yeah, as I was saying, that around August I then got a job offer. Actually, I got 3 job offers within 1 week. 2 were from Shenzhen and I forgot which other place, and then 1 was in EU, right? So there were a couple of red flags, but I prayed about it and it seemed like everything was going to be okay, right? But there were a couple of red flags. So I will get into the red flags, but I'm just going to tell the story and then I'll share with you guys later on the red flags that I experienced from the get-go. So we went through the mini interview. It wasn't really like an interview. The interview was more of them saying they've accepted me more than being an interview per se. I was actually quite surprised. Part of the red flags, but we'll get into it. And then I had to record a video with like sort of like an introduction lesson, and then I also had to record another video where I introduce myself to the parents so that the parents and the kids can get to know me. So those are the 3 videos. Then I was told I can come to EU. They had a hostel for teachers within the campus, so I was happy that I didn't have to pay anything when it comes to rental, because in China you have to pay 3 months rental plus deposit when you move to a place. So I was very much happy that I didn't have to do that. Sort of for me was like a confirmation that this was from God. Little did I know. Okay, so then I went there. Then the red flags started occurring again and again. So let me get into the red flags. Ooh, the lawnmower is getting louder and louder now. Sorry about that. The lighting has even changed because it's now a bit cloudy. Alright, so as I was saying, let's get into the red flags of what actually transpired. So the first red flag was that the agent advertised the job for a higher amount than what we ended up agreeing on towards the end, right? So that's the first one. The second one was that during the interview, as mentioned, it wasn't like an interview. It was more of just having a conversation. The HR personnel was telling me that, we had some teacher from Russia and unfortunately she couldn't make it. So now we need like a teacher to quickly replace her. We're starting with schools in a couple of weeks. So we need someone who's ready. And then like they would find out like how far am I with my paperwork and all of those things. So yeah, the part that was a red flag was the fact that the teacher that I'm replacing is a non-native speaker. So if she is Russian, it means she's a non-native speaker. So how is the school able to hire her? So at the back of my mind, I was like, maybe they hired her because she's a professional teacher. So that's how she's able to teach, because I think professional teachers from other nationalities can actually teach, but I don't know if they're allowed to teach English. So I just minded my business and did not ask about, how she was able to teach and all of those things. Fine, I get there, the place is nice, the school looks good. I get there on my own accord. They didn't pay for anything. At this point, they've not given me a single cent. I'm using my money from what I had before, right? So transportation, moving, and all of that, that's all on me. I'm moving from Shanghai to Ihu. I got SF to move my stuff, and then I left with a couple of other stuff. Yeah, it was also an entire nightmare, that we survived. We're here. It's all in the past. I'm no longer crying over it and so forth. So yeah, then we got to the school. I think I got there on a Saturday or a Friday. I don't remember. I know I missed the train on one of the days, and then I got there. I think I got there on the Saturday. Then we're supposed to start on a Sunday. I don't know why we're supposed to start on a Sunday, but that was another red flag for me. We started on a Sunday. When we got there on a Sunday, there were about 20 or so teachers. I don't remember the exact number. And on the 20 or so teachers, there were 3 new teachers, all South African. And the majority of the teachers that were there were non-native speakers. Another red flag, right? But fine, we mind our business, right? We don't get into other people's business, how they're able to teach there and so forth and so on. So as the 3 new teachers obviously get well acquainted, we are going to be having the same plight, trying to... Actually, there's 4 new teachers, 3 other South Africans and myself, right? So they are all coming from Korea, right? South Korea. And then I'm the only one that's coming from China. So we then move in. We're all at the hostel, so we get well acquainted. We're doing things together, going to work together, learning the ropes, and you're sort of just thrown into the deep end, which is like, I think, typical Chinese culture. So that is not the bad thing. Then I think the first day we do deco. So we're supposed to do deco by ourselves, like we're decorating the classrooms by ourselves. I actually ended up enjoying that towards the end. Initially I didn't, right? But it lets you become very creative. You go to Pinterest and like you sort of get to work on like the deco that you want for your thing, and from like scratch, not necessarily buy everything, unless if you want to buy everything, they don't stop you, but they're not going to give you a budget to buy things. They have stuff that you can create stuff into. I ended up liking that exercise because I got to learn a lot even in that week. So that wasn't much of a red flag. Then the second red flag that came was that we were told that there are inspectors that are going to be coming around the school, and at any minute we could be told to go and hide or to not come to school. So I was like, if we're working legally, why would we need to go and hide, right? But anyways, my dad, I don't know what broke the camel's back for me exactly. Oh yeah, so the other guys were far advanced in terms of their paperwork. I was still getting my paperwork from Shanghai. I was still changing my stuff from the work permit to the stay visa, right? So as I was changing those things, then I spoke to a couple of the other guys. They were telling me that they actually signed a contract that says that they're grade 4 teachers, but we were teaching at a kindergarten. I was like, what do you mean? I can't work illegally. I did not travel all the way from South Africa to come and work here illegally. So you guys might be surprised as to why is that illegal. So in China, your work permit has to be the same as the school that you're working at. So for example, if the school that I'm teaching at is Bokgoni Technical Secondary School, my work permit has to say I teach at Bokgoni Technical Secondary School. It also has to say which level. Maybe if I'm teaching kindergarten, it has to say that I'm teaching kindergarten. So my contract, my work permit, and everything else involved needs to be the same. So if the inspectors come, I can be teaching at a kindergarten, because you don't interchangeably change grades like that. They need to hire you for a specific role, right? So then I went to HR because I'm like, bruv, what's going on? Went to HR, spoke to her. I think she thought the money went to my head and I was gonna stay regardless of the truth that she told me. She was like, yeah, that's how it is, but nobody has ever got arrested. The security, nothing will ever happen to you. And I was like, bruh, for two whole, actually for the entire week after that, I couldn't sleep. So I knew it in my heart that once I found out that I would be working illegally, it was chai for me, right? It was chai. There was no going back. There was no we could make it work. There was no I could stay a month. There was nothing. I just gave them a week. I was like, okay, I'm gonna work up until the weekend. If you guys don't make this thing right, whereby I teach the grade that I'm gonna be signing a contract for, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to stay. So she thought I was kidding. She honestly thought I was kidding, right? And she just let it be, and she's like, yeah, you're just being weird. There's no convincing you. I feel like you're very stubborn, because like, you know, sometimes some Chinese people, if they want to be condescending, they can be. She was being very condescending at that point, right? Then I think she started speaking to the agent to speak to me. The agent obviously wanted his commission, and he was pestering me from like every single day, like, oh yeah, that's a very good school, getting you into that school, it's a very big school. It is a big school, I won't lie. There are Maseratis, there's like Maybachs. I don't know why the school is operating illegally. I don't care, but I just told myself, not my portion. Not my portion. I did not come all the way from SA to come and work illegally. And you might have your own reservation and feel like, oh girl, you could have stayed. That is you and your way. My way is me not staying. I definitely do not regret that part. Once I got here, I slept better at night, knowing that I'm not going to be arrested for working illegally or deported or anything of that sort, right? I'm an overthinker of note, and being in a circumstance like that where I have to always be looking over my shoulder, I was going to be as thin as a stick. Like, I was going to be sick to my stomach every single day of the entire academic year. So I did myself a solid by leaving. I do not regret that even a single bit. So yeah, I did leave in a rush. Like, once I realized, like, oh okay, this is what's happening, I searched for flights, found the next available flights by Saturday, after telling them that I'm only giving them a week of grace so that they don't have to, you know, deal with not having a teacher during the week. I literally left that Saturday, made sure I'm on the next plane, got home and started breathing. But yeah, for maybe like a week or two, I was a bit sad about leaving, because it wasn't my plan to leave China. I wanted to be there for 2 more years at least, but that wasn't part of God's plan. And you know, I'm now currently home. I'm not planning on going to China in the next 2 years at least. for my own personal reasons. But in terms of China, I really enjoyed my time, got to make some of the like best like friendships that I've had in a while, met really lovely people. So I definitely recommend China to anyone that wants to go and teach abroad. But also you have to be like quite strong-willed and strong-headed when it comes to not taking nonsense, because at the end of the day, you could be in circumstances where you're working illegally. I don't know how you feel about that and how it works when it comes to your morality. For me, it was not gonna work out. So that is the reason why I left China. And I'm not getting into the reason why I'm not going back anytime soon. But if I could, I would, right? If I could go back, I would go back. But yeah, currently I can't go back. And yeah, that's that. So I hope you guys now have a better understanding. If you have questions about China, about my experience, about what transpired, and all of those things, do put them in the comment section. I'll definitely answer each and every question. And also, I'm currently not looking at the job market, so I can't tell you if the job market has become better. Do follow people that are in China. They'll have a better feel of how the job market is doing. I'm definitely not even checking messages from the groups. I am sort of so far removed from all things China related. I just miss like the place and the people, but the work environment and everything, I'm a bit like on the other end of it, and I'm just like, eh. Okay. So yeah, currently I am pursuing entrepreneurial and stuff. So I have a business called Hone Shop. So I think it'll be linked to my YouTube, so you can buy stuff directly from my YouTube. And then I also have another enterprise called Simple Influence. We're building lovely stuff there. I will let you guys know more about our products once we have developed them and once we have launched. And then Globalville, which is where you can get our blogs and all of that. So that's what I'm currently working on. Very excited about the future. Okay, there's also Rhea. There's a lot of enterprises that I'm a part of. I need to to actually limit some of these stuff, because yeah, all of them are in their infancy, but I'm trusting God that they're going to become they're going to achieve their full potential, right, and become exactly what he has envisioned for them or purpose for them, right? So yeah, that's a bit about that. May God bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And yeah, that's it. Wallabies. Mwah.